Good morning students. Today I am going to discuss about methods of determination of order of a reaction. So generally I have told you about zero order reaction and first order reaction. So we have learned the relation between the order, rate, specific rate and the concentration at the time of measurement of the rate. Okay, how they are related. So generally we have seen that R is directly proportional. R is equals to Kc power n means what? Rate, specific constant and concentration and the order. Okay, but rate can be expressed, how it can be expressed? Dc by dt, or we can say R is nothing but dx by dt. Okay, so in the place of rate we are writing that dc by dt means decreasing reactant Kc power n, or we can write dx by dt is equals to Kc power n. So this is generally known as rate equation, but the integrated form of these rate equations are more useful. So these are derived for reactions of different orders in terms of time t, concentration changes x. So these equations relate K, T, initial concentration A and concentration change x in time t. Such equations we call it as integrated terms of rate equation. So what is integrated terms of rate equation? We are saying here the relation between K, specific constant or rate constant K, time t, initial concentration A and concentration change x in time t. So such equations we call it as what? Integrated terms of rate equation. Using these equations, the order of reaction can be determined, whether it is first order, second order or third order. So generally these are, we are having some methods, that is first method is integrated method, or trial and error method. Next one, half-life method. Van't Hoff differential method. Next one, Ostwald's method. So these are the four types how to determine the order of the reaction. So by using these only, means what? But we are required to determine concentration of the reactant at different intervals of time during the reaction. So from the concentration and time data and using the different mathematical equations, order of n can be determined, that is first order, zero order, second order and third order reaction. Now let us see first of all trial and error method. So what is trial and error method? We can see trial and error method, or we can say integrated equation method. Integrated equation method. Okay, so means what here? Trial and error method or integrated form of rate equation method means here the concentration of reactants at zero time means A, and the concentration at various interval of time A minus X during the reaction are measured by using some analytical methods. Okay, so these values of A and A minus X and T are substituted in the rate equation of different orders. For example, the order corresponding to equation which gives constant K values means generally by at different time intervals we are going to get constant K values, means which is taken as order of the reaction. So means what here? The concentration of the reactions, for example the concentration of the reactant at 0 time is A, and the concentration of various interval of time is A minus X. Okay, so for 0 order, how we are getting? For 0 order reaction, we are getting generally reactants gives rise to products. Okay, so means what? X is equals to KT, or we can write K is equals to X by T. So this is the 0 order reaction. So for this, how? By considering, so at T is equals to 0, for example, it is getting A initial concentration. If A minus X, this is T is equal to some 1, let us take. So means what here? In the place of X, we are going to get A minus of A minus X of T, we can write. Means A will get cancelled, means T. So, or if you are not considering any initial concentration, then you are going to get K is equals to into R naught R by T. If you have observed the derivation of first 0 order reaction, so these are the reactions we are going to get here. Okay, so generally for 0 order, what will be the graph we are having? Concentration, rate. So you will be getting the straight line like this, which is parallel to concentration axis and also rate. Okay, so this is of the 0 order reaction. So then what about first order reaction? So for first order reaction, let us see, R gives rise to P naught. Why? Because it is independent of the concentration of reactants. So here R is gives rise to products, reactant gives rise to products. A at T is equals to 0, A minus 6 at T is equal to some 1, let us take. So then you will be getting K is equals to 3.30 by 3K log, T log A by A minus X with considering initial concentration. Without considering initial concentrations, you will be getting 2.303 by 3 log concentration of R naught by concentration of R to the T. So with considering initial concentrations we can write, without considering. This one also you can observe in the derivation part. So you will be getting the here graph straight line with origin. So here you will be taking log A by A minus X with a positive slope you will be getting. Okay, so next one, for second order reaction, how we are getting? So here 2R gives rise to products, and here K will be 1 by T into X by A into A minus X, or you will be getting K is equals to 1 by R naught T, concentration of R naught, concentration of minus RT by concentration of RT. So whether you can write this equation, whether you can write this equation. Okay, so this is about the second order reaction. So here also you are going to get the graph straight line, and here X by A into A minus X you will be getting. Here log R naught by R, and here R naught minus R with a positive light straight line with a time T you are getting. Okay, so this is about the second order reaction. Coming to third order reaction. So coming to third order reaction, we will be getting, so one more method you will be having, that is for second order reaction, one more method we can take. This is 2R gives rise to P. So if suppose R1 plus R2 gives rise to products, then you will be getting k value as 2.303 t into a minus b log b into a minus x by a into b minus x. Okay, so means what here? Again you will be getting straight line t here with concentration log a into b into a minus x by a into b minus x. So this is about the second order reaction. So means what here in trial and error method what we are doing, or integrated method with considering concentrations, without considering concentrations we are going to get these reactions, that is zero order, first order, second order. Next method is half-life method. What is second method? Half-time method, that is T half. Okay, so what I have told you, half-time method is nothing but what? The time required for initial concentration, means how much time we are taking for initial concentration A of the reactants to become half of its value. Half of its value during the reaction we call it as what here? A by 2. A will become A by 2. So during the reaction, what we call? Half time of the reaction. Okay, that is known as T half. So this is about half time of the reaction. So generally for first order one thing we will be getting, second order we will be getting, for zero order different, and for order. For general equation is nothing but T half is directly proportional to, inversely proportional to 1 to the power a n minus 1. So generally for a given reaction, two half type values, for example T dash half, T double dash half with initial concentration A dash and A double dash respectively. So generally the order of the reaction, how it is determining? For two half time the reaction will be how much? T half by T double dash half is equals to A double dash by A dash n minus 1. So for suppose if we are taking two half means, okay, so this is of the half lifetime period. So this will be having different half lifetime period. So next method we are going to have is Van't Hoff differential method. What is next method? Van't Hoff differential method. So here generally we are saying that dC by dt means the rate for a reaction, nth order is what they have given, minus dCb. For nth order the rate of a reaction is what here? Minus dC by dt is equals to Kc power n. Okay, so up to now we have seen direct reactions, okay, and half lifetime period. But when we consider initial concentrations, that is C1 and C2, then how we'll be getting? Minus dC1 by dt is equals to Kc1n and minus dC2 by dt Kc2n. If you apply log to this, if you are applying log to both sides, so what we are getting? Log minus dC1 by dt is equals to log k plus n log C1n. If log c to the power n means n will come to the before log C1, and for this also you will be getting log minus dC2 by dt is equals to log k plus n log C2. Okay, so if you take C1 and C2 here, then what you will be getting? Log minus dC1 by dt minus of log, if you add these two, you will be getting minus dC2 by dt if you do subtracting. So log k will get cancelled. So then you will be getting n log C1 minus n log C2. So this one can be written as n into log C1 minus log C2 if you take common of n. So then if we have to find here for nth order, means n value we have to find. So then n is equals to, we are going to get log minus dC1 by dt minus of log minus dC2 by dt divided by log C1 minus log C2. So this is the way to find the Van't Hoff differential method. So Van't Hoff differential method is nothing but to calculate the n value, we are going to get Van't Hoff differential method. And the last method we are having here is Ostwald's method. So Ostwald method means what? Generally, if we are calculating two initial concentrations for this, so we are going to get graph like this for Van't Hoff factor, T time, here also T time, with the concentration if we are taking on y-axis. So for this time, at one point it is going to touch with a slope and curves we are having like this. Means what? Minus dc by dt for C1 minus dc2 by dt. This is the slope, and with concentration on y-axis and time on x-axis. So next one, Ostwald isolation method. So Ostwald isolation method is very useful to determine the order of a reaction with respect to reactant of a reaction separately. Means for each thing we can separately examine. Means what here? This is very useful for reactant. Generally, if we are taking A plus B plus C gives rise to products. This method is applicable to determine with respect to Na, Nb and Nc. So what's the total of Na, Nb, Nc, which gives the total order? Means what here? The total order it is going to give. So for this, generally we are in this experiment, for example, in one experiment we are considering, in one experiment, concentration of B and C are taken in large X's compared to A. Okay, so means what here? When we are taking B and C are large X's, so these two will be removed and order is determined only for Na. In the same way, if you are considering in second experiment, concentration of A and C are taken in large X's, then what it will happen compared to B? Then the order of the reaction will be NB. Why? Because A and C will be, B and A and C will be neglected. In the same way, if we have taken in third experiment, concentration of A and B are taken in large X's, compared to C, then you will be getting NC. So means what here, we can individually calculate the order of the reaction. So this is about Ostwald's method. So by this we have completed all the 4 methods and also chemical kinetics. So you are going to have only problems. Thank you.